Good morning, I'm Clinton Griffiths. Getting summer crops to the finish line appears like it will be a challenge. Latest crop progress report shows that condition ratings for the nation's major grains continues to decline, and in some cases it may be disease or pest pressure taking its toll on the crops. Now take a look in Ohio. In less than a month, soybean crop condition ratings have fluctuated quite a bit, going from 73% good to excellent on August 22nd to now 70% good to excellent. As Farm Journal's Tyne Morgan reports, armyworms are also targeting the state's alfalfa and hay fields.
Farmers and entomologists in Ohio.
I have never seen this level of infestation by fall armyworm in Ohio.
Say the armyworm problem this year is unlike anything they've ever seen.
We've never seen the fall armyworm really much at all before here in the fall. That's what's throwing everybody kind of for a loop.
A pest for which they didn't know to scout until it was too late.
This is a 20-acre field, and they took it out in 8 to 10 hours.
The Elsingers scouted an alfalfa field on Friday and saw no feeding. By Sunday, the entire field was gone.
Starting along the edges of them, starting to work their way in, and then this field in particular, they started in along the backside, and just within a matter of 8 to 10 hours, they made their way across this whole field and wiped it out.
It's an issue showing up in more than just this field.
It is just present everywhere throughout the state.
A state that typically doesn't see armyworms due to cold winter climate is one entomologists say became an issue due to migration via winds.
With their huge populations of moths that were being generated in their agricultural fields, which they deal with every year, they just happened to have a huge emergence of adult moths when a weather front came through that sucked them up into the jet stream and deposited them here in the northern states. So Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, etc., all got a good dose of them from a weather front.
As farmers continue to scout fields,
the alfalfa seems to be the worst crop, having been hit by the fall armyworm.
The hay crop is being hit the hardest for now.
I've also seen them in some oats that were planted as a cover crop, haylage crop, and turf grass. Sudan sorghum as well. So forages have really taken the brunt of it so far.
Young says by the time producers know they had a problem on their hands, the caterpillars were too big for insecticides to effectively control.
Suddenly the caterpillars got large enough that they were stripping the foliage off of all kinds of plants in 24 to 48 hours. And so it was a shock to the system when we finally realized that they were here in the numbers that they are.
He says female moths can lay anywhere from 100 to 500 eggs in a single egg mass, laying a couple different egg masses in her lifetime, which means the pest adds up quickly.
Unfortunately, we could potentially have another flush of adult moths here before the end of September, which would start the cycle over again with egg laying and additional larvae.
Young says armyworms feed during the day but can be hard to detect.
And it's a little tricky because they're hanging downward or upward right up with the line of the stem, and as a result of that, until you get at the right angle, you may not see them as abundantly as they are actually there.
As farmers work to protect what's left,
our soybeans look really good, so it's a major concern, but they are also at the end of their growth cycle, so it's wait and see what we find. It's a day-by-day process right now.
They've learned the biggest key to stopping the aggressive pest is scouting often.
We check fields every day, if not twice a day. You check around the edges, you'll start seeing they start stripping the leaves off, and once the plant's done, they just move right on to the next one.
As entomologists say, the only thing that will stop the intense armyworm infestation this year is Mother Nature.
They will not overwinter here in the state of Ohio. They can't tolerate the freezing temperatures. This insect is a subtropical insect, and so it needs to be way down south, away from any freezing potential to be able to survive.